Yeah, this is Paul. Yeah, somebody's been intelligently designing their employees. Attempt to control school boards. But for all the governments that said, well, we actually have to design our employees. Yeah. Yeah. I just want to know of those that have diplomatic immunity. Yeah. Is there any influence in your thought, or were you offered a job because of your actual genetics? Could you go through each nation of the world? Now, there's always the possibility, yeah, that if the Fed was to liquefy, yeah, this economy, $750 billion, if it was done the same way in foreign countries, yeah, it could go from nation to nation to nation to nation. That velocity of money, yeah, could be 10 times the $750 billion. If you took the nations that have the negative interest rates, yeah, you said, well, we'll buy your debt as long as you do this with those bonds, the same way we did it with our bonds. Yeah. And then you do it again with another nation. The same money keeps moving throughout the whole world. It'd be nice to get a velocity of money of 10. Jerome. So I just want to make sure before we hand $750 billion to corporations so that they can go buy those that are oil triple B minus. Yeah, the small companies and corporations that don't have billions of dollars in net worth. It could be that they're just going to do a big gobble up. Yeah, make themselves bigger using the Fed funds facility. Now, we have a large number of multinational corporations that already could control a lot of the economies of the world. Yeah. Why don't we do one of these triple B minus? Yeah. S&P. Yeah. Fitch and Moody's. Ooch. Considering you control 95%. Yeah. And then give me the corporate ownership of these credit rating companies, Hearst. Pooch. I thought for sure that those that were in control of the credit rating were going to control the Fed funds facility. Yeah, based upon the size of the capitalization of those that wanted to be borrowers. Now, for all the small companies that have to have one of these credit ratings, yeah, those that are $10 million or smaller, it could be that the Fed's being, well, a lot of us that are small to medium sized businesses, yes, we feel a need to inform our friends and family, yes, of why they should buy our bonds. They know you personally and that you would never let the family business fail. And just putting it in the hands of the millions of investors where, darn it, it was worth 110, maybe even 115, 15% above par. Yeah, but you wouldn't sell. Mm-mm. Even though the Fed lowered interest rates to 0% and we appropriated $3 trillion, yeah, Congress, it's going to be a frustration. And you're not going to want to wake up and just step out and start selling your triple B or greater rated bonds. Yeah. Just think you'd have an extra 15% in your pocket. But what would you do with that money? Where would you put it? There's always a risk to investing. Yeah. That even though the interest rate environment is such, yes, you didn't want to take the profits off the table. No. Where would you put it? Ouch. Now, there are a lot of women that have really worked for, yes, their inviolable rights. Yeah. Mothers, daughters, sisters, and representatives of the nation demand to be constituted into a national assembly, believing that ignorance, omission, or scorn for the rights of women are the only cause of public misfortunes and the corruption of governments. The women have resolved to set forth in a solemn declaration the natural, inalienable, and sacred rights of women in order that this declaration constantly exposed before all the members of the society will ceaselessly remind them of their rights and duties in order that the authoritative acts of women and the authoritative acts of men may be at any moment compared with and respectful of the purpose of all political institutions. And in order that citizens' demands, henceforth based on simple and incontestable principles, will always support the Constitution, good morals, and the happiness of all. Now, a lot of this violating of the laws, yeah, it does actually violate the rights of women, even though you say that no women will ever own any of my property. If I was to have more girls, if I was to adopt Maryland's kids, yeah, they would have a hereditary right to my property. Intellectual lawsuits. Obstructing them from having their constitutional rights as women is a lawsuit for not recognizing the potential that Maryland's own children, Rachel, Christine, Aaliyah, and Lugina, as future women of the world, though some of you are already adults. Yeah, I cannot adopt you or your mother unless they enforce the laws. Depriving you of your rights as adoptive children to my sacred intellectual property. Now, for me, I have to consider, yes, is the government of the United States intentionally obstructing those rights? Or are those in this county, Jefferson County, in the state of Washington, not recognizing the rights of women everywhere?